And we have arrived at grand finals, ladies and gentlemen. I am Francisco Coronel, alongside Benjamin Harlan for VGC League Challenge number 4 at Factura Plays. And their finalists are Genis and Riley Factura. We have an underdog versus a proven champion, man.
Yeah, no, I played Riley in my own Swiss, but I have not seen Ian play yet, so this will be very interesting. This is the last Reg G tournament game probably in the whole country, as we're on the West Coast, and it is the 31st. Tomorrow is the brand new regulation, and then Reg G will be back in January, I believe. So
Either that or they're going to throw a curveball as we throw out make regulation either the double restricted format.
yeah.
But anyway, we're talking to partner in the future. We have the president right now between Ian, Genis, and Riley Factura. Ian has the team of CalRx Ice Rider, Among Us, Iron Hands, Incineroar, Ditto, and Ursula Single Strike, while Riley using his World's 2024 squad of Maridon, Incineroar, Ursula Rapid Strike, Ursaluna, Hisui, the regular one, Iron Crown, and Whimsicott.
Yep, we're gonna. Yeah, we've got a Terra Ghost Maridon, not Terra Fairy, with you know, no support from Fergraph on this Maridon team. And for Ian, we've got multiple fighting types, multiple archetypes, which I've heard is one of the reasons why it was such a dominant game in his last round, which is such a unique Ice Rider team that his opponent was not prepared for. But we're going to see from his perspective what he thinks. I love the nicknames.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're going to be seeing these nicknames. I mean, this is just me personally speaking, and it's just like, it's annoying seeing nicknames sometimes because like you're trying to figure out on the fly. It's just like, oh, what Pokemon is that? Oh, we can't tell because it's the nickname. So like, if it gets repetition, you'll have to figure it out. But.
Well, it's I just love the Peter the Horses here reference on Ice Rider.
I mean, awesome. I figured it out when I figured it out myself when I played Ian.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's
Yeah, you know, all of us had a busy day. You know, I decided to compete for once, and let's just say something unfortunate happened, but I'm not going to disclose because we're currently commentating.
Yeah, no, we did not. I also went through too. It's fine. But we will. I did not actually see what he locked in. I think he.
I mean, he is locked in. But like, I think the general game plan from Ian might have to be going for the Trick Room mode. But like, if you go Trick Room, you got to be wary that Ursaluna.
Yeah, I don't know the speed tiers between Ice Rider and Ursaluna.
I believe Ursaluna should be slower than Ice Rider.
Yes, it is, because I know that Ursaluna can actually be...
Blood Moon specifically is 2 points faster than CalRx. I know regular Ursaluna is slower.
Yeah, because it's similar in speed to Amoonguss, because I know people like will IV their Amoonguss to be like have really weird speed tiers. But yes, Ursaluna is slower, so he might not want to quick trim, but he does have Amoonguss to protect his Ice Rider, so he doesn't absolutely need to get Trick Room up. So we will see.
All right, here we go. We have Ian, we have Riley, we have grand finals here at the video game challenge at number 4 at Factura Plays. What are the leads coming out from Riley? Riley's going to lead the Maridon plus Iron Crown, while Ian's going to lead the Single Strike Urshifu and the CalRx Ice Rider. So we're going to have a couple things happening here. I mean, the big one's going to be the Quark Drive from the Iron Crown.
Yeah, and the Single Strike is Focus Ash, but with the special attack boost here from the Quark Drive, because there's a lot of pressure being put on by Tachyon Cutter here.
On the CalRx specifically, yeah.
Well, both, yeah, because he can one-shot either Pokemon here.
Oh, yeah.
With the move, obviously, Ice Rider has a defensive Terra. Single Strike is just Terra Dark. So we're going to see. He's considering the Terra, but I think he's probably just going to protect here. Now we're going to see no ground types for Ian, so Volt Switch is pretty free for Riley here.
Yeah, Volt Switch looks pretty good here. I mean, getting the Volt Switch off of the Urshifu, in my opinion, might be better because like you want to get the sash off. But then again, if you go after the sash target and it goes for that detect that has on the team sheet, then that will probably just be a roadblock in front of it. As we see the CalRx Ice Rider go ahead and Terrestrialize into that fire typing. The detect does come out from the. The detect does come out from the Urshifu Single Strike. We see Volt Switch goes into the CalRx Ice Rider. Now there's a Fire type. Well, that wouldn't even matter to the type matchup. It is going to switch out. CalRx is a big amount of damage. Where did the Iron Crown target its move? As we're going to see Riley bring up his new Pokemon. It's going to be a while to think about. It's going to be the Incineroar for the Intimidate on the Urshifu specifically because I believe this CalRx Ice Rider has a Clear Amulet, and there it is.
I have a feeling this is going to be into the Urshifu though. Yeah, that's what I thought. Does Ice Rider go for Trick Room?
Does it? No, it goes for
No.
Glacial Land, so it perfectly gets Marina out of the situation here. Decent damage to Iron Crown, but I think that's the damage expected to a decent roar.
Yeah. Now we're gonna see a Ditto switch into the more possible Ice Rider slot. I mean, yeah, you gotta get Ice Rider out of there. It's just too low HP.
If you're going for close combat here, you gotta be mindful of that Intimidate you took.
Well, and you've got Fake Out pressure into the Urshifu slot, so I feel like Fake Out into Tachyon Cutter into the Urshifu slot for Riley is pretty safe. You know Ice Rider's probably not going to stay on the field. It's just threatened by too much damage. At this point, with the terrain boost, I'm pretty sure Psychic Noise would just kill Ice Rider. So if he makes this call here, this could be a bit of a pin against Ian, but we'll see here.
Yeah, we're going to see that Calyrex Ice Rider switch out immediately under the threat of that Psychic Noise from that Iron Crown. And in comes the Ditto. And because it's an imposter, it is going to be able to transform into that Iron Crown. So be mindful of who you copy.
Yeah, no, not copying the restriction. And he is going to Psychic Noise, trying to pick up the kill, doesn't call the switch.
Yeah, it doesn't pick up the KO, unfortunately, with that Psychic Noise.
No
Close combat.
out.
Yeah, no close combat. Yeah, that Intimidate actually came in handy against that Incineroar. Now that the Incineroar barely hangs on into red from that close combat. Here's U-turn into the Urshifu, and that means it's going to be another switch up. Marina could get back in here for free, but I have a funny hunch that it might not come out. No, wait, no, my hunch was wrong. Marina comes back in.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, the Choice Scarf on the Ditto, but it can't really do much. You know, he's probably going to, yeah, I mean, -1 Sucker Punch and a boosted Psychic Noise, I don't think that kills Miraidon, so yeah, I think he is going to make the defensive play. That makes sense. You just don't have enough damage pressure into the Miraidon to risk it getting an attack off and doing too much damage back.
I find crazy that Miraidon has been this Pokemon that like everyone overlooked at the beginning of the regulation. Now here we are at the end of the regulation, where it is now a world champion.
And possibly another champion here at the last tournament for this regulation here in Pico.
Yeah, and we're going to see the Ditto switch out immediately from Ian to get out of the situation here. Amoonguss can perfectly take a Volt Switch. Amoonguss can perfectly take the Volt Switch because of that Grass typing. Instead, we see Iron Crown switch out from Riley. Back in. Oh no, Ursaluna comes in for the first time. Is this a discharge coming?
Oh, this might be. Yeah, I mean, the discharge would do decent damage. Ian has no terrain control, so.
It is discharge.
Yep.
Alright, so well, this is not going to affect the Ursaluna because of the ground typing. Urshifu detected. Amoonguss resisted, but how well does it take it from Choice Specs? Decently well. No paralysis.
Now it is Covert Cloak, so it could not have actually gotten parried there. I just realized that. So no parry opportunity for the Miraidon as Covert Cloak blanks the secondary effects of attacks. Discharge is a secondary effect is a 30% chance to paralyze. So no parry there, but he's going to try and get Ditto in the slot for the Urshifu to try and copy this Miraidon.
We are going to see that Ditto whip out. It did a switch in for that Urshifu to hopefully preserve it for a later purpose in this battle. As we now know Riley's 4 Pokemon in play. There is the Imposter now becoming a Miraidon on its own. Hadron Engine also going to activate here. Amoonguss is going to go for the Rage Powder to hopefully draw away the attack away from the Ditto with Riley's Ursaluna.
Yep.
As this discharge would not have done that job. I mean, yeah, there is a double resist onto the Ursaluna, on the Miraidon. And yep, there is the Facade to take the damage away from the Miraidon. The Ditto from Ian.
So now Ian's got a choice here because he either locks into an electric move, and then if he does that and Riley stays in, he doesn't do much damage. But if he locks into Draco Meteor, he could switch in Crown, which will definitely take at least 1. And if Riley can leave Ian on the field with a lowered special attack Miraidon, but it's Dragon Pulse, not Draco Meteor.
Yeah, it is Dragon Pulse. It should be able to knock out a Miraidon from Riley. I mean, we do know that Iron Crown. Even if Miraidon switches out for Iron Crown, so I think it's the move, because I think the move for Ian is to target the Miraidon because you probably are faster with a Calyrex Ice Rider into the Ursaluna, meaning Glacial Lance is pretty free as well. So it's like, I believe the Miraidon has to get out of here. And, oh, never mind, nobody's getting out of here. We are seeing a Terastallization from Riley, and it's going to be that Ghost Terra, so now Dragon Pulse might not KO.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Ditto copies every single stat of the Miraidon except for HP. So we're going to see if the Terra Ghost is enough to live Dragon Pulse. Full HP, easily eats the hit.
There's another discharge come out. This will knock out the Ikarex Ice Rider. It will not knock out the Ditto for
and we're
Ian.
We're gonna get the Facade, and this will probably take us to game 2.
Yeah, that is a big Facade coming in from this Ursaluna. And it is coming out. Down goes Ditto, and all Ian has left is an Urshifu single strike.
And Munga's already went down, so yeah, it's just single strike left. And don't have enough resources to KO 3 Mons with a broken sash, and yeah, so this will probably take us to game number 2. I mean, this is interesting though, seeing Ursaluna put in significant work on a non-Trick Room team, and like you said, it threatens the Trick Room, doesn't really allow Ian to comfortably click Trick Room as the Ursaluna underspeeds him.
Yeah, does this charge will finish it off? No, it will not. It got the paralysis. Does the Ursaluna actually outspeed the Urshifu from this position? It does not.
All right. I mean, I don't think it ultimately matters. He's still got...
No. The paralysis never mattered. That's just a question I was going to be asking. It's like, does the Ursaluna outspeed the Urshifu through the paralysis? And we found out that answer the hard way. It does not.
And then you got Crown in the back. So this is... yeah, but this charge comes in, for the para there, and he still has Instant. I didn't even realize Instant was still alive. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Incineroar was still here. It was just swapped out from that U-turn earlier.
Well, wait a minute. Riley's locked into Discharge. She might... Oh no, he doesn't. Yep.
No,
switches.
You forgot there's an Iron Crown in the back as well.
No, yeah, he can't. Doesn't need to KO his own Incineroar. He can just switch out, and
no, not even gonna get the opportunity to go for the detect because it's the paralysis.
This will probably be a
fake out go.
Fake out kill. And that's good.
Yeah, fake out KO comes out against Ian. Riley takes game 1 pretty convincingly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think because Trick Room definitely was the play, but Riley again was just prepared for Trick Room if he had to go that route.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, if you get Trick Room, you let the Ursaluna, get in. It actually has Substitute as well, so it could be even more difficult to get rid of if you don't, put enough pressure onto it. So yeah, that's the huge key here, is Ursaluna really isn't, it's mostly, honestly, an anti-Trick Room on this Miraidon team. And so it's tough for Ian to be able to get that speed control advantage with Trick Room. And he's just having to rely on, Amungus' redirection and the, speed control from Ditto being able to outspeed. So yeah, this will be...
I imagine because of that, I believe the lead for Ian might have to be Mungus or... I mean, Iron Hands is another option available for Fake Out, but we've seen this from Ian's last game against Jungji in the semifinal. Having the faster Fake Out is going to matter, and typically from experience and from visualizations, Incineroar's typically been having the faster Fake Out.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, there are some Iron Hands, I even have spent time getting a min-speed Iron Hands, just to the fact that it does speed tie Calyrex, so most of the time Incineroar is faster. It's more of a big deal when you've got Incineroar versus Rillaboom, because they are a little bit closer in speed tier, and sometimes people will try and make a really fast Incineroar. But yeah, Fake Out's key here with 2 Fake Out users on Ian's side and no Furgraph for Riley.
Yeah, again, it's just Trick Room seems to be the win condition for Ian, but it's just he doesn't have the speed control to necessarily get at Riley's speed, especially with that Miraidon here, which is going to be the lead alongside that Incineroar. Ian's going to have a great response to this. It's going to be that Calyrex and Iron Hand, so we are going to see a Quark Drive, but unfortunately that Iron Hand is going to go down to -1 attack against the Intimidate. But the bigger question becomes, who does the Incineroar Fake Out for Riley?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Ice Rider obviously puts some more pressure, but of course Ian knows that, and so that's the mind game of, do you Fake Out knowing your opponent wants to protect their Ice Rider? I think for Riley, here's the thing. Riley could have brought Whim to try and have pressure for Encore, but I think his 4 that he brought last game were so good, I don't think he did that. So I don't think Ian has to worry about Encore into Protect. Looks like he's just going to try and Drain Punch in the Incineroar, trying to get some chip damage. That'll still do good damage, but with the basically neutral attack now with the attack boost, and then, he's switching Iron Hands out instead.
Yeah, Iron Hand is going to be switching out here into that Ditto, so it will become a Rhydon for a second game in a row. it would be really funny if they were to actually click Dragon Pulse into that slot, but I don't think that's what's going to be happening.
No, I don't think so. It's probably going to be a Volt Switch. No reason to keep Miraidon in the field.
I guess the question now becomes Volt Switch where, because Calyrex just goes ahead and protects in that turn. Fake Out does go to the Iron Hand slot, so it would have been neutralizing in that regard, and then Volt Switch into the Protect from Riley.
So now Ian knows that Riley has to go for Volt Switch, which means it's going to switch out. Yep, he can just bring in... yeah, he can just bring in the Iron Hands. He can eat that Volt Switch. What we're going to see... And
Go on.
I'm just watching, kind of. I don't want to miss what he's gonna do.
Oh, I thought you were going to finish your 5 over there.
No, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, no, it's just like, yeah, a little apologies about that one. Let me go ahead and continue that part, because that part, excuse me, sorry, don't confuse the words. This Ghost Terra on Ditto actually makes it a true possibility to Morocco.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I didn't say anything though. Yeah, both just happen to be Terra Ghosts. Obviously, the Ditto wants to be Terra Ghost to be immune to fake outs, but
oh, look at the drift, and
yeah, no Terra.
Goes after the Miraidon, unfortunately.
Riley makes the call. He knows Ian does not get the call right, and obviously doesn't get punished though because Riley was already locked into Volt Switch, so he wasn't threatened by Dragon Pulse on Riley's side. And we're gonna see what we brought in the back. We have not seen any of Riley's Mons yet.
No, we have not. What's going to be coming in for this Volt Switch here from Riley, and now that we know that the Electro Drift is the lock of choice for this Ditto from Ian. Incineroar could go for a parting shot here. Iron Crown comes in, so it's going to get that Court Drive special attack boost, as you previously mentioned. Let's just see if this is parting shot coming out from this Incineroar. It's knockoff, and there goes the Assault Vest.
That is huge, because now with the special attack boost from Cork Drive, I'm pretty confident that the Psychic Noise probably kills Iron Hands from this range. Without the Assault Vest, Iron Hands has a pretty low special defense stat. But of course, Iron Hands has the fake out pressure into the crown, so we're gonna probably see a Protect here, just a repositioning from both from Riley here.
Yeah, we see a reposition from Incineroar to Miraidon here from Riley to get into a much more favorable position with that Hadron engine reactivating once again. And Riley, I believe, is clicking Terra here on this Iron Crown. It is going to be that Blast.
Probably because you've got 2 electric types on the field. That means you get an immunity to electric while also doing huge damage. This might be into...
Ah, never mind. We see a fake out come out here, and Electro Drift into the Incineroar slot once again. But to be fair to Ditto's case, it didn't really have much of a choice.
Yeah, that was the best. Without switching, that was the best play that Ian could have made.
Oh!
Now we're going to see a very quick Terra Grass into an attack possibly here. Iron Hands isn't really doing much, but obviously he doesn't really want to let anything take damage on the switch in. So we're going to see, you know, you don't want your Ice Rider to take too much damage. You want to keep your Urshifu's Sash intact.
Yeah, there's just a lot of mind games coming out from Ian, you know, who do you switch in and such.
Here's the issue for Ian, though, is that Riley knows that Miraidon, or not Miraidon, but Ditto is going to switch out here. And so that gives Riley a lot of momentum here because he can just attack, play knowing that one of the Pokemon on the other side is not attacking.
Yeah, and in comes Urshifu, Sequel Strike for Ian for that slot, so it could take a Terra Blast pretty well. Double switch actually from Ian, so definitely, I think this is eyeing an Incineroar swap out for a future, of which Riley goes for Volt Switch with this Miraidon instead of going for the Discharge. But I think this is Discharge because, yes, you're next to a ground type.
To a ground type.
No, never mind, it is Volt Switch. And it's going to break the Urshifu down to Sash. I believe this signals Incineroar coming in.
And then, we'll see if he went for Terra Blast or if he went for Tachyon Cutter into either slot. Best case scenario for Ian here is a Psychic Noise into either slot because of the Dark type and Psychic type, which is both Dark Immune and of course Psychic resist Psychic. So we're gonna see maybe another Incineroar switch in. We still don't know Pokemon number 4 for Riley.
Yeah, we do not know the 4 Pokemon for Riley. Maybe he might bring it out here. We might not know. But definitely is thinking about his options here because, well, I guess we don't know what the Iron Crown did, because if it goes Tachyon Cutter into the Calyrex, it's going to be doing a big damage because of that Expert Belt that is holding. Incineroar is going to come in here to only weaken close combat and Sucker Punch damage from his Urshifu. But will it matter, because this Iron Crown, again, you have to move. What did it do here? Psychic Noise into the Calyrex. Unfortunately, it's not very effective, but depending on who you ask, it's prevented from healing.
Yep. So no, and it looks like we're gonna see a double protect from Ian here. And yeah, don't let the fake out pressure get to you. Riley probably doesn't have Encore Whimsicott, so you're not really under pressure from that perspective. And you know, just don't let the Incineroar fake out. Stall out a turn of honestly the terrain as well, but I don't know if the terrain expires.
Should be like maybe 2 turns left here, if not this is the last turn here. Fake out into the Calyrex Ice Rider, and we're gonna see Terra Blast ground. Was it trying to go to your spot? Yes, it is. Probably potentially catching a switch in.
Yeah, I mean, with the Intimidate, this Crown, now that it's a ground type, safely lives a Sucker Punch from Urshifu. But, of course, Ian still has Terra, and he's, yep, going to click it here. No surprise there. He needs to keep Ice Rider alive, but it now comes down to, does Riley call it and try and go for Terra Blast into the Ice Rider slot? I honestly think it is a pretty safe play. I mean, if you don't, if Ian doesn't Terra here and you go for Tachyon Cutter, the game is just over. So I think we might see a Terra Blast from Riley, but here we go.
Yeah, here's a Terra coming out from this Calyrex Ice Rider here from Ian. It's going to go to that fire typing. I'm a little surprised that Incineroar didn't switch into the Marina for the Quark Drive boost on the Hadron Engine activation. I guess he really trusts that this Terra Blast will do it with the Expert Belt. It does not get red on, unfortunately.
It is not the right slot. Or, well, I mean, it's still a KO.
Yeah, it's still a KO nonetheless, but does this signal a fake out? No, that's knockoff or a part? No, it has to be knockoff because it's clear amulet. You can't parting shot out of clear amulet.
Riley is Assault Vest, so he does not have parting shot. But he knocks off the clear amulet. This will definitely KO the Crown here.
Yeah, this Glacial Blast will for sure do it to the Iron Crown. Down it goes in that one blow. And now Calyrex is going to get that Chilling Nade boost for that attack stat, which will be good against the Marina, but as we've seen, it's been undersped. But if Ian can read this, he'll switch into Ditto and go for Dragon Pulse. Or you just do that.
Yeah, I'm not going to risk it.
Oh, it is Whimsicott.
It is Whimsicott. Yeah, I was wondering if he was going to bring Whimsicott for the Encore pressure. Luckily for Ian, Whimsicott came in on a turn where he had not clicked either move of any move that he could get locked into. So Riley does bring Whimsicott in game 2. I was wondering, you know, for the Encore pressure, but it's not putting on a lot of pressure right now.
No, it is not, because Encore is not really doing much of anything here, and Moonblast is really only hurting his Iron Hands because we do know that it does not have the Assault Vest anymore. How many chances is it taking without it? Almost KO'd, so it's going to be able to live on another turn, and this Incineroar is going to finish the job against the Iron Hand, so it'll be Calyrex and Ditto versus what I presume.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, wait, hold on. No. This Whimsicott has a Focus Sash. It's going to hang on.
Which means that Ian is now forced to have a Choice Scarf Whimsicott in the end game here, which is not what he wanted. Obviously, the main goal of Ditto is to copy your opponent's restricted, but he's now copying a Pokemon that isn't going to really do him any good.
I mean, not doing really good when you still have a Miraidon in the back for Riley.
Yeah.
I mean, his Moonblast is going to do numbers. I don't think it's going to do enough to Incineroar, however, so I believe you're forced to go after the Whimsicott.
Yeah, I think he is going to try, it looks like, knowing that there is no Ursaluna on the other side, Ian is going to go for Trick Room here.
Okay, if that's the case, then I think you got to Moonblast the Incineroar to make sure you don't get an accidental knockout, because if you get an accidental knockout, then the issue just becomes, okay, this Miraidon, no, then how do you knock out the Incineroar?
Yeah, because then you don't go for High Horsepower this turn, but if he goes for Trick Room and Whimsicott lives the turn, then Riley's Whimsicott can just Encore.
That's Ditto.
Well, yeah, no, but there's two. Yeah, no, Riley's can go for Encore.
No Trick Room coming out though. So
so Riley's forcing him to attack, not letting him get Trick Room up.
There's Moonblast, and it goes into the Incineroar. So this Glacial Blast is now single target with +1. This is a single target now. Move on to this Incineroar, but it will Flare Blitz back into this Whimsicott. It's going to go to a 1v1 between these restricted Pokemon. I believe Riley's got it.
Yeah, Miraidon has plenty of damage here with Electro Drift. Don't have to worry about accuracy. You can just knock out this Ice Rider. There's not really any out for Ian here. The speed advantage is not his way. He's forced to attack anyway. He can't even go for, you know, protection. And and Electro Drift very comfortably, definitely with choice specs and the terrain boost.
And he has an engine boost.
Android engine, exactly. Yeah, I think this is going to be a victory for Riley.
Yeah, I believe so as well. And we've seen Riley do well in tournaments like this, especially the World Stage, which we saw 2 weeks ago. It can only go for the Glacial Lands. Don't you worry about that one. Here's the Electro Drift from Riley, and it goes into this Calyrex Ice Rider from Ian, and that's the knockout. Riley Factura wins the video game challenge number 4. What a way to come back to SoCal, and what a way to make a statement before the end of the regulation.
Yeah, his Worlds team wins, or doesn't win Worlds, but does well. Takes it to Worlds, and then he brings it here for a tournament win. So yeah, I don't feel as bad about losing to Riley now, as he wins the whole thing. So congratulations to Riley coming back to SoCal and winning the last tournament of the regulation.
Yeah, that is unfortunately the last tournament of the regulation, because our next upcoming day will start with the Regulation F format, where no legendary Pokemon and no Paradox Pokemon will be allowed. And I guarantee you, we have plenty of events coming up, including this upcoming next week, where we're going to have our first League Cup here at Factura Plays. Signups will be going out soon, so it'll be on the Twitter account of, I believe, Pablo Gaming and Pokemon Labs, each respectively. And we're going to see how much people have been able to spice up their teams without the use of the legendaries or the paradoxes.
Yeah, we're going to see quite a bit of variety. There's obviously still certain strategies that are viable, but a lot more fresh new Pokemon that are going to be seen. We're not going to be seeing, obviously, the restricteds, and so we're going to be seeing, quite a few people here as well. We've got, possibly a full sellout for this tournament, so looking forward to that next week.
Yeah, so when signups go live, you want to make sure you sign up and register before anyone else can. That way you want to guarantee your spot here at Factura Plays, and guarantee that you'll be able to play the new format under the new regulation. Who knows? Maybe you might see a Cinderace soon.
Yeah. Court change. Yeah, so...
Yeah, that'll do it for us, though. We're going to say goodbye to Regulation G one last time here. This has been Hidden Gem Harlan. I've been Jesus Coronel. This has been Factura Plays. This has been League Challenge number 4, and we'll see you guys next time for Regulation F.